Traits of a Successful Soul Winner, Part 2. Traits, Brother Taylor Jones, of a successful soul winner, Part 2. Hey, Brenda, in week two, we want to look at the second trait, if you will, of a successful soul winner. And that second thing is, Brother Angela Bonner, is that the soul winner, they have their priorities in order. We saw last week, first of all, that they must have a personal relationship. Secondly, Jada Graham, today we're going to look at that soul winners have their priorities in order. As we look at that, Sister Dorothy Wallace, I want to show you three things how they have their priorities in order. First of all, Kimberly Joyce, they see the sinner's condition. Look at verse 41. Stay with me in your Bibles. They've got their priorities in order, and that's shown in, first of all, that this is my first point, they see the sinner's condition. Look at verse 41. He first findeth his own brother Simon. This is what some refer to, Deacon Page, as a burden for the lost. Andrew was burdened for his brother. And if y'all know anything about Simon, you will know why Andrew was burdened. Simon could cuss you out fluently in 6 different languages. Simon carried a switchblade. Simon was boisterous. He was violent. He was tempestuous. Simon can go from 0 to 60 in a New York second. So Andrew knew that I have discovered, I have realized through God revealing to me that Jesus is the Christ, the Son of God, and I got a brother at home that got a quick tongue. So before I start trying to save Mike Hightower's family, I got to go home first. Because I know there's a boy that lives under the same roof that could stand some Jesus. Yeah, I know. Could it be, my brothers and my sisters, that we have gotten so comfortable in our own salvation that we care not about the salvation of others? This way where you can get it. You so happy you going to heaven, you don't care who go to hell. You just happy you ain't going. Now that's a good start, but I guarantee you that if we were homeless and we didn't have anything and we wouldn't found a lump sum of something, you wouldn't keep that to yourself. You would go tell other folk that I found some bread. But yet we get the bread of life and we act as if, well, I got him. They can get him on their own just like I got him. Someone has said concerning our Great Commission, they said our get up and go has actually gotten up and left. And for those of us who Brother Stephen Ferris, who can't seem to find any prospects, God gave us Matthew chapter 9, verses 37 and 38. This is what it said, Joshua, as you take your seat. Then said he unto his disciples, this is a way of telling them to sit down. The harvest truly is plenteous, but the laborers are few. Let's watch this, Sister Ron Henry. He said, pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest, watch this, that he will send forth laborers into the harvest. So what God said, no. He said, the harvest is plenteous. He said, you don't believe me? Walk down Van Buren. You don't believe me? Go by Handy Manny's. You don't believe me? Go walk up here to Wild Wild West. He said, they out there. He said, the problem is the laborers. I can't find none. He said, the folk out on the corner. He said, you don't believe me? Take a walk. And wintertime don't stop them, because some of us put fire in a garbage can, light it, and stand around it. So the winter don't scare some of us. God said, oh no, they out there. He said, the problem, it ain't with the harvest. The problem is I can't get nobody out them comfortable church seats. He said, the harvest is plenteous. 60%, I guarantee you, of Battle Creek is unchurched. And 60% of us know them. He said, Joan, it's the laborers. Check, check. Yeah. Here you go, sweetie. Thank you. Yeah. I can't look at him. I ain't looking up. I can't look at him. I'm like Jesus. I can't look at him without judging him. I can't look at him. It's the laborers. Let me look this way, Kevin. What the problem is. I can't look at the little boy. If you're going to see the sinner's condition, I can't look at him step back. You must first recognize a prospect. If you are a believer in Jesus, let me help you. You already have a prospect other than Delbert. See, he already saved, so if we kill him, we know he going to heaven. Because he mess up again, he about ready to get killed. For John the Baptist, his prospect was his disciples. For Andrew, it was his brother Peter. For Philip, it was Nathanael. For Jesus, it was the lady at the well. For the lady at the well, it was the men of Samaria. Now let me ask you, disciples of Jesus, who's your prospect? Or do we just come to church saying, I'm going to get entertained, he's going to say something stupid or funny, he's going to get mad at Delbert again for something? No. Who's your prospect? I need you to stop and think for a minute. That person that your stomach gets uneasy every time they come across your path, let me help you. It's probably your prospect. You and him or her keep ending up on the elevator, and I don't know why. All you doing is looking at the buttons, and you know ain't but 6 of them, and you afraid to look the person in the eye because that may be the one God wants you to talk to. So if I keep just looking at the numbers, I ain't got to look at them because my heart beating, and I don't know what to say to them. But I've been to church. I tell y'all how good God is. I tell y'all he fed me. I tell y'all he woke me up this morning. But I can't share him with somebody because they may not want to hear all this Jesus stuff. Yeah. Think about who God is placing, or who he has already placed on your heart. That person may be a seeker, and that's usually the easy ones. Someone who's searching for the answer. But the person also could be a skeptic. Somebody that's asking you 100 questions that you can't answer none of them. Whoever they are and whatever their attitude may be, you need to recognize them and say, God, this is probably my prospect. You have brought the harvest to my doorstep. God Almighty. Recognize that you have a prospect. Facebook them. Email. You do everything else with it. Email, Twitter, tweet, would do peep, deep, do something, whatever you do. God has given us many ways in which you can get it across. You do everything else with it. You don't tell me some of them kids in school can't read, because see, you got to text, you got to know how to read the text appropriately. So don't tell me that boy getting the D can't read. Yes, he can, else he couldn't be texting. Even in shorthand, he know what he's doing, can't he? So first of all, you got to recognize the prospect. And remember, you don't have to be a professional. And it don't mean that you got to be floating, living above sin. You can witness wherever you are with what God has already done for you. Because remember, being a good evangelist is not telling folk what to quit doing. It's simply telling them what he stopped you from doing. Don't come to me telling me, put this down. You just tell me what God did for you. So number one, what they do is they see the sinner's condition. And as I said, some of us unfortunately don't even care that folk we know and love going straight to hell. And some of us roll up and bump heads every morning and go eat eggs and bacon together, and you're afraid to talk to that person about Jesus. And if you loved them, you sure wouldn't want to see one going that way and one going that way. So you need to at some point have a discussion about this man that they call Jesus. And that'll save us a lot of time, especially when you're courting, you're starting off dating. See, because the court, you know, do you have a job or do you have insurance or have you ever been incarcerated? Now, those are good questions maybe down the line. But the first thing I want to know is, what do you think about Jesus? And depending on how you determine that, then question 2 ain't an issue. Because if you ain't rolling with Jesus, me and you ain't rolling. I don't need to ask you about nothing there. I don't need to see your health card. Now I need to start witnessing to you about Jesus. And you so busy trying to get a wedding date on the calendar. No, we about to get somebody saved. The Bible said, be ye not unequally yoked. You ain't got no business yoking up with an unbeliever. Now, it's different if you're already in there and then you get the Lord. But once you got some sense, now you don't need to be married to nobody unsaved. Oh, yeah. Oh, now everybody need earplugs. Number 2. Not only do they see the sinner's condition, but number 2, Brother Randall, see of the need. It's all right there in verse 41. Look, he first again findeth his own brother Simon. It reads as if this boy said, I can't wait. Urgency. It seems as if he had already had a prospect in mind for the wonderful revelation in which he just received concerning Jesus. See, we need to be like Jesus in John chapter 9, verse 4. He says, Shannon, he said, I must work the works of him while it is day. He said, night cometh when no man can work. And all he was saying there, it says, you better work while the light on. Because sooner or later, the switch going to go off. And it's going to be too late to call on Jesus. That's why you better call on him. He said, while I'm near and while you got voice in you, because a day is coming when it's going to be too late to call. James 4:14 says, life is like a vapor. It appears for a little while, and it vanisheth away. Job said life, for those men born of a woman, said life ain't but a few days. And he said, them few days is full of trouble. So my brothers and my sisters, if you're going to be a successful soul winner, you got to have some traits. First of all, you need to see the sinner's condition. You need to see them. You need to see your brother, your husband, your wife, whoever it is. You need to see them lost. You need to see them trapped. You need to see them desperate. You need to see them despondent. You need to see them doomed. So you will have an urgency to get the message over to them, so that if something did happen, that their soul, you know, would be okay with Jesus. So you need to see the sinner's condition. Secondly, you need to see the urgency or sense the urgency of the need. And then thirdly, you need to seize every opportunity. You need to look for openings. Yeah, see, the soul winner looks for the open door of opportunity wherever it may appear. Sometimes, Mongo, they will nudge a door that's only open with a crack. Devin, they'll nudge it. What I'm saying is this, is we have to be sensitive to the Lord and to his leading and to his leadership in your witnessing. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about, Renee. When you're witnessing to somebody, Nicole, what you need to do is you need to watch the person that you're witnessing to. And then you need to sense what the Lord is doing to them in the conversation. See, what we're too busy doing sometimes, Sister McGinnis, we're so focused on what we want to do